day, every single day. So you wake up in the morning, write 2 pages, and get the habit of just writing 2 pages every single day. It's at first it's actually harder than you think, but eventually it's like 2 pages, not a lot. You write 2 pages a day over a year. That's 2 books a year you're writing, right? So, or it could be 500 blog posts or whatever the thing might be. But it's like setting in that pattern where it's like I'm going to write 2 pages a day if I want to be an author. Like you just have to. Otherwise, how are you going to write books and do everything else, right? So it's like 2 pages a day consistently. Or if it's like I don't want to write books, but I want to be better on social media. It's like, okay, I'm going to spend an hour a day. I'm going to figure out how to do 3 reels and 1 YouTube video, but scripting those things out, blocking out the time to make those things very specific, right? So for me, it's like I'm chunking my blocks of my day out to weave those things in. And if I want to add something new, it's like if I'm going to do this goal too, it means something's got to give. So I got to pull this out and I'm going to reinsert it with the right thing, right? So for me, it's like that's kind of how I start structuring my day, is looking at like the things I got to plug in. And then I think the biggest key for me is like when I'm doing something, I try to be insanely present when I'm doing the thing, right? People always ask me, how do you get so much stuff done? And I'm like, the reason why I get so much stuff done is because like I'm here for 2 hours with you guys. Like I'm here. Like I'm not checking my phone and like messaging people and trying to do a bunch of stuff. Like I'm blocked out. And like I'm here 100%. Like this is the only purpose in life is to be here with you guys for the next 2 hours. This morning, it was like from 10 till 1, I was with the Inner Circle members here. Like that was the only thing that mattered. Like I was focused on that, like being present there. When I wake up in the morning, like I know from like 5:30 to 7 is like my time with my brain to think. Like that's focus time just for me. From 7 to like 8, now summer school. Before summer is like that's the time with my kids, get them ready, spend time with them, get them ready for school, and then we head out the door and go to school. And then I know from 8 to 9 is my study time. 9 o'clock, so I block out everything. I know that 5:30 at night, I'm trying to go back home, and when I get home, then I'm done with work, and now I'm father and I'm a dad and a husband from like 6 till 9, and that's like my time where I'm focused there, right? And so I'm trying to like chunk my time and be as present as humanly possible in those moments. And that's how I'm able to get a lot of stuff done, kind of how I structure my day. I don't know if it's not 100% specific, but conceptually, that's how I kind of plug everything in to get so many things done.
Yeah, that's awesome. Like I love like how you start talking about like specifically I'm losing my words right here. Prioritizing, and then also talking about like how you're going to give a little bit of time here and a little bit of time there, or just focusing on one type of thing or the other. And actually, speaking about books, I mean, my sister's right here next to me. She's probably like writing another novel. She writes like all these novels. She loves writing and stuff. So she's over here she's hammering away on the computer. That's what I know.
That's amazing.
Trying to get that done. So yeah, of course. Thank you so much. It was great to meet you. Great to meet all you guys. I am very looking forward to like accomplishing great things and joining Inner Circle, winning a 2 Comma Club award, winning 10, like all that. 10x. All right,
cool.
Great to meet you guys.
Run for president so we can all vote for you because we need some help.
Oh yeah, of course. We're gonna clean up. All right, see you guys. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Oh, I love it. 16 years old. Like, hello. Like getting after it and getting to talk to Russell, which is fantastic. I love the diversity in the group we have. All right, our next question comes from Ahmet. Let's pull Ahmet up here.
Hey, Russell.
There he is.
Hey, how's it going?
Well, good. How are you? Thank you for answering my questions, sir.
Okay, so Ahmet, thank you for being here. Okay, his question, he says, my company sells temporary prosthetics and we have a consultation pitch we use in person that is proven to work. Should we just make a webinar VSL using that pitch, or does it need to be different for funnels?
Very cool. What's the price point of what you guys sell?
So they range depending on like what the client needs. They can range anywhere from $600 up to like $1,500. In person, typically the price is about like $1,200 for our in-person consultations that we have.
Okay. And so you guys are doing one-on-one, person after person, just like that?
Yeah, exactly. So we have like just a regular website that most of our traffic is coming from Google, just like organic traffic from Google, like our business page. And then when they come in, we take them through a consultation, tell them the reasons why it would be beneficial to have a temporary prosthetic that they can utilize during like times that their other ones are being fixed or something like that. And then we fit them with like a temporary prosthetic or orthotic, depending on what they need.
Very cool. Is it all happening like on the phone or face-to-face every single time?
In person, face-to-face. It's brick and mortar right now. And what I'm trying to do is find a way that I guess what my question really is I've been looking at like I've been in your I guess ecosystem for a while, just kind of ruminating on how we could apply your systems, funnels and everything to the business. And I was trying to think like, would be best to utilize I guess I'd say pitch, but the consultation script that we utilize in person and just put that into like a funnel, or does it need to be changed in order to be more, I guess, uh, you know, localized for being online? Like, does that have to be different when we're utilizing it in a funnel, or can we just like copy and paste what we do, just film a video and put it right onto the internet?
So it's very, very similar. There are little differences because obviously when you're doing a one-on-one consult, you have the ability to like customize things based on the person, right? And so you're taking
Yeah.
things on pass. And so there's a couple ways to do that. One is like you make more of a general like a presentation that's just knowing that like I'm not one-on-one with somebody. Or number two, what I've seen a couple of people do in our world is if you've seen we have a video hosting company called Voomly, and Voomly's cool because you can show a video, but then like you can show like let's say 10 minutes of video and then ask a question that stops and almost like choose your own path. And then you can click a button and then based on that takes you a different path. It's almost like a video funnel. And so you can customize things through video. And we've got some people doing really complex, like what would typically you have to do in like a one-on-one consult, very complex ones, just with a whole bunch of videos, taking them through these different paths. And so I think almost with years, I look at, because especially with different price points, depending on, I'm sure you guys know, like if they answer this question, we're gonna go this direction versus this direction, you know. But you could definitely do it. We have just a video sales letter page and use the Voomly player. And then inside of that, you can customize that video to take people down a path to be able to answer the question and then close it directly, like offer them the right solution based on what they get in the path, just like you would one-on-one. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So what we were thinking is like trying to be like more, I guess, trying to really screen out people to really look for the one client for one specific type of product that we offer. Would that be like a better route to start off with than trying to do the Voomly, like trying to like
yeah. The other ones are cool, but it's a lot more work because you're recording a whole bunch of present, you know, all the things to kind of try to think through the different questions. For sure, if you're able to like there's towards the majority of your customers to be this way, you're targeting that type of customer, then 100% you can use just like a very basic, a singular presentation for sure.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's helpful. Thank you.
I think it's 100% worth trying. I even did like just to test it, like record one, and then all the people who in the past have come through your guys' clinics or whatever and haven't signed up, like just get that customer list and send an email to them and just see like if it can convert people they weren't able to convert one-on-one as a test. And if it doesn't work, then it's like cool. Now it's putting more traffic into.
So like use the email list that we have of like, you know, non-buyers and just send it out to them as like the test route instead of just going right to ads. That's a good idea. Yeah, because we have a pretty good close rate, but like there's, you know, obviously every business has the number of people, and then plus we have people from like trade shows and things like that we could send it out to. That's a great, that's, man, it's great to be able to ask you the question. It feels pretty surreal, but appreciate it. Yeah. Awesome. All right. Well, that's what we'll go for then. If there was like one other piece of advice, would there be anything that you would say, hey, you didn't even ask this question, but this is one more piece of advice that maybe would be helpful for you?
I think the biggest thing
sorry to put you on the spot.
Oh, no worries. I think the biggest thing is just I mean, you said you've been in the community for a while, like just kind of paying attention, thinking like, I've just tested. Like that's nice about stuff is like, if it doesn't work, the only people who know is you. Like nobody else even knows. So it's just like, pour something tonight, put it out there and see. And there's, that didn't work. Try it again. And like, it's just the whole funnel game is an iterative process, right? So it's just like, try something, doesn't work, try it again. And eventually if you just keep tweaking it, eventually that's when it hits. It's like, okay, now we're in business because we figured it out. So I would just jump in and just try it because it's, you know, it doesn't take a ton of time. It's not worth it. Doesn't cost a lot of money just to kind of start testing things out. But man, if it does, like when it does work, like this is a whole new opportunity for you guys. Imagine scaling without salespeople. Like, what does that look like? Like it's a whole new world.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely. And just having that available when we're at like a home show or a trade show or an industry show to be able to like point them and direct them to that. I see the full potential, and it's that analysis paralysis that you can get into. But all right. I appreciate your time, Russell. Thank you very much.
Great to meet you. Keep me in the loop. I want to hear the success story when it's back.
Absolutely. I got you. Have a good one. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Amit. That was fantastic.
Hey, real quick, Brent, before you jump on. So we've been going over an hour now. Is that crazy? It's insane. Can you throw me back on the camera? I want to talk real quick to everyone real quick. Okay. We've been going for over an hour. It's just crazy. We're going to do Q&As for another like whatever, 15 minutes. We're at the top of the hour. So if you have questions, feel free to drop them in. But also like, I want to make sure like, we're doing this for a couple reasons. Number one, I want to answer your questions. Number two, I want you guys to see like like this can work for you. Do you understand? Like we shared Allison's story. Guess how how it's changed Allison's life, and everyone else is like, yeah, everyone's got these different questions. And it's interesting because everyone comes to me initially like, how does this work? How does this work? And like they're nervous to invest and take the next step because they're not sure exactly how it's going to work. And the reality is that's what you have to understand is like, you're not going to know how it works until you get into it. Like that's the whole point. Like you jump in and then go through the training, and then that's when it's like all the ideas like, oh, this is how it could work for me. But what's cool is you're not stuck either. Like we're doing this one-on-one right now, but like when you join the program, this happens every single week. Like every week, if you're doing e-commerce, every week you jump on, you can ask Trey questions. Every week you can jump on, ask me questions. Like we're not going anywhere. I've been doing this business now for over 20, how many years have we now, Brent? 22 years, something like that. Like we've been doing this for a long, long time. ClickFunnels specifically for over a decade. So like we're not going anywhere. We're not the flash, fly by night companies. Like we're here all the time. And so if you're like nervous, like I just don't know what kind of funnel will work for me. I'm not sure if it's going to work. Like that's why you got to get in. Like go to salesfunnels.com/go, get started, get in there, go through the 10-day training right out of the gate as quick as you can. Go through mine or Trey's version. Go through it. Then at least you know like the foundational things. Right. And then jump on the weekly calls. Every week we're answering questions like this. Even if you're not sure what your questions are, like just like sit as a fly. How many guys as a fly in the wall have gotten some ideas like, oh, I could do this for mine, right? Like just jump on as a fly in the wall. You get the value from that as well. But that's kind of the game plan. So anyway, again, just wanted to again re-push you guys to go to salesfunnels.com/go, take the leap of faith, come get in. And then we'll be doing this every single week, which is even more fun than just doing it one time. So, all right. Sorry, back to you, Brent.
Dude, that's fantastic. You reminded me, I saw a Facebook post last week. Somebody went through the One Funnel Away challenge and said they were already revenue positive from doing the challenge once. So
in the first 10 days.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yes. I think they were on Trey's call and they implemented one thing that he taught. So get on it. Go to the link right now. All right. Our next question is from Batsirai. I'm sorry. These are some tough names. Can we pull Batsirai up? Sarai? There he is.
I'm here.
I'm sorry to butcher your name.
Yeah, no, that's very close. Batsirai.
Batsirai. Okay. I love it. I've never met a Batsirai before. So that's awesome. Okay. He's got a question, really good question here. He says, I have 2 courses, an intro and then an in-depth. The in-depth one is only relevant if they have done the first one. Should we do the first one? Should we do the first course as a free webinar or a tripwire? But it's hard to offer the second as an upgrade until they watch the first. So maybe some help with funnel building, Russell.
Very cool. First off, where are you from?
I'm from Toronto, Canada, but the name is from Zimbabwe.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Great to have you on. So have
Thank
you started selling these yet? Or these are 2 programs you've created, or are you actively selling them yet?
We've created them. We've done our first little funnel. We have a few sales from it, but we're thinking there's some sort of structural issues with it. To tell you the business, it's my wife is a tour manager, and she wants to teach people how to be tour managers. So tour managers is a great way for people to travel and get paid, right? She goes to Europe for 3 weeks and she gets paid $5,000 for that one trip. And she's like, every time I tell somebody about it, everyone's like, whoa, what job is that? Where can I get it? How can I get in on that? And so we thought, oh, you know what? There's a business there. Yeah. We should teach people how to be tour managers. So the challenge is people are coming in, they don't know what a tour manager is. So they're coming in saying, I just want to travel more. And we say, well, there is a way to do it and get paid. So we thought we're going to reveal what that role is in our sort of low ticket offer. Mm-hmm. And then once you've seen the details of the job and you're like, man, I really love that. I think it's for me. The next question is, well, how can I do it? How can I get hired? Uh-huh. Right. And that is the in-depth sort of, we're thinking like $249 kind of course. And of course, we can't promise them a job, but the outcome, the transformation they want is they want to be able to travel more. And most people think they can't afford it. So by becoming a tour manager, you get to travel to beautiful locations and get paid every day that you're there. All expenses paid.
What a cool opportunity. Hey, is that your wife that does it?
Yeah, camera shy.
How's it going? That's so cool. Okay, so my question, to be a tour manager, do they have to work through a company, or is it something you can do like just on your own?
You typically work with a company. So there's tour operators all around the world who hire tour managers. And so typically the tour managers are freelancers. They can work from multiple places. But yeah, you typically are looking to get hired. Some people get real courageous and they sort of build their own business and they build tours and sort of take people on it.
ClickFunnels, which is a multi-billion-dollar company. You just answered my direct questions about my business, but I just said prosthetics But
Somebody's
steal it.
unmuted.
We got someone's mic being unmuted. All right, we got it. We're back to you.
So yeah, it's a fantastic concept. And my wife was working full time in a job she didn't really love, and she found out about this opportunity. And 4 months later, she was in Portugal, all expenses paid.
On vacation, getting paid for it. That's amazing.
Right. And so we thought every time I would tell people about it,
Yeah.
that hey, she's away in Portugal. Every question was like, "What is that? And how can I get in on that?"
How do I get started?
Right.
Okay.
So that's what we're trying to
I
do.
love
now.
the opportunity. Great idea. Great product. Great. I can imagine all the marketing right now. It'd be really fun. So what I would say, yeah, someone's like, I need that. Everyone's buy your product now, not mine. So, okay. So I would say is I do agree. So if you look at most of the really successful funnel businesses, right? They usually have something free on the front end and they're paying something on the back end. So, because again, you have to
Oh,
like,
this is Mark.
we're getting more people sliding through.
Hey, Mark, this is Michael Richardson. Hey,
Someone's figuring out how to break through.
uh,
Okay,
let
so
you know that, hey, we- just,
all right, can you
I can
still-
hear you over again. Though.
Okay, I'll talk louder. So basically, yeah. So for example, like even in this whole course, right? Like I did the free webinar. I went for 90 minutes or so talking about the opportunity of sales funnels and how they work and get people excited. Like, oh, I want that, and then sold the thing at the end. Or sometimes we'll do a challenge. Like 2 weeks ago, I did a challenge. It was the Think and Grow Rich challenge, free challenge for 3 days, getting people excited about the opportunity. And then we sold a product called Course Secrets at the end. That's what someone bought. So I think for you, I would look at something very similar where it's you've got some kind of free event or free something on the front end that's getting people excited. You're telling them about it, right? You can bring people in, and then you're giving them the information they need to actually ask you the question next, which is like, how do I give you money for that? I want to do this. This is my future. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think it's interesting because I think what you have is really interesting. Like it's a really cool offer. I think you can sell for a lot more than $249 too. You think about this, like you're offering somebody an opportunity where they can travel the world, but they get paid like, let's say it's $5,000 on a trip. So it's like you're asking them to pay $250 to learn how to make $5,000 tons of times throughout the year, right? And so it's like you start thinking about this, like how much can someone make as a full time if they did this full time or part time, whatever? Like how much does someone make in a year? Do you think? What's realistic?
It's hard to do this role full time. I would say if you're well known with the company and you've been there for a while, you could probably do it up to 6 times a year. So 5,000 times 6 possibly. Plus you could work in the middle with other companies that are more local and you would get paid maybe $150 to $300 a day for a trip with them as well.
Okay. Very cool. So I think that's your opinion is like, hey, this is a part-time job. You get to travel the world and you can make up to like 30, 20, 30 grand a year. And like, how much did you pay to learn how to make 30 grand a year working? You're offering them money at a discount, you know what I mean? Plus you get to travel. So it's like, I think that's something you could sell for a lot more. My guess though is you probably start like the 250 or whatever, then go to 500 and then 700 and 1,000. Like, I think you could sell this for $1,000 and people would buy it pretty easily. So I wouldn't be too concerned. Just put that in your mind. Like over time, most people are nervous at first. Like when Alex Hormozi first came into our world, he was selling his gym launch thing for like, I think the very first sales call he sold like $5,000 and the person said yes. He's like, okay. Second call, he's like sold for 8,000. The person said yes. So third call, he sold for 10,000. The person said yes. He's like, okay. Fourth call was like 12 and then 15, then 18. And by the time it got to like 35,000, they just kept saying yes. He's like, all right. And that's where you end up selling it for the next like 3 years of that price point. So I just know like what you're selling is worth way more than you're selling it for. So as you get more confident, just like keep increasing the price because it's easily something you can sell for $1,000 or more. And so just thinking about that as you're kind of putting this together. But yeah, I would say definitely a free webinar or a free challenge pushing into your paid course would be the way I would go for this for sure.
Even without the ad spend coverage. So the reason why we're thinking low ticket was, to cover ad spend. That was what had been advised by a 2Comma person. Like, hey, do a low ticket and then with upgrades. But the problem with our upgrades is that they're so dependent on, you need to know that you want the job to pay for that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a ton of ways to skin the cat, right? There's a lot of ways to do it. And that's probably a way you can do low ticket upsells, downsells. But the reality is most people, in fact, I don't know, Allison's probably gone now, but when Allison launched her webinar initially it was $1,000 webinar and she bought ads, $1,000 webinar. I think she's like 3 or 4 times ROAS and blew up a company, multiple 2Comma Club awards off of that. So I think you could do that without having to worry about, all upsells and downsells right now. Like I would just start directly with a $500 to $1,000 offer and start with that. And if metrics don't work, then you kind of tweak it and stuff. But I think for the most part, that'd be my first pass out the gate, would be try something like that.
Nice.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
No worries. Hopefully you guys have some fun vacations planned up here in the next little bit. I'm going to Greece, but I have to pay for it, so it's not really fair. So.
She was just in Greece.
Oh, really? Do you want to come with us? We'll pay you. Just kidding.
Good living.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That's awesome. Congrats, guys. That sounds like a really cool business. I'm excited for you. Very cool.
Very good. Canadians to boot. It's
Brent's
about-
Canadian, so he's favoring them.
a little biased. Okay. I'm a fan. All right. We got Peter. Let's pull Peter up here. Peter's been very active in the community today. So let's pull Peter up here. Peter, there he is. Hey, Peter.
I'm
Can you-
trying to unmute here. There we go.
We got
Hey,
you.
how are you guys? It's great
Hey.
to see all of you.
Thank you. We're awesome.
So-
Let me ask Russell your question, and then we'll let you go. Peter
Yeah.
says, when using funnels for online course sales, are multiple funnels needed to get a cold sale, or one for a free ebook to a free video download to the online course for $95? So, Peter, I'll let you kind of explain exactly what you're asking here.
Oh, no, you're muted now. You're unmuted now. You're remuted.
Hold on.
Okay,
There we go.
good.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
All right, great. Russell, absolutely love you. I mean, I know Barry, I know Pedro, and I do legal stuff for all of them. And you were talking about IP. That's my area. I love IP. So just adore you. Love how genuine you are and how much you love your family. It speaks volumes about you. So this is the issue, is that I've been providing once a month online trainings through Zoom, and I've used ClickFunnels exclusively. And we've gotten up to 700,000 worth of sales. Love your products. Love your support network. Works incredibly well for me. I'm actually an IP attorney of 25 years. And so I wanted to bring the legal system to the world because they can't afford it. So I made it free, and it's kind of blowing up the legal industry. They're like, what are you doing? So, but here's the issue, is that I realized that a lot of people were coming over and saying, hey, do I need to wait for your next training? As an example, on the law for AI, there's a lot of happening in AI. Can I just buy your course? Like, how do I just get into your course? And so I spoke with Pedro, spoke with others, and they said, you know what? Why don't you have like an online version that's always available 24 hours a day? And then separately have your once a month you could do live for people that have gone through your course to answer questions. And so then I said, okay, well, I'm going cold traffic to an online course. I've never done that. So should I have like a funnel that has a free ebook first that then leads them to like a free video, then to like the online course, all within the same funnel? Or should they be separate funnels? Because this is separate from my live trainings where I'm providing like legal training without legal advice, so to speak, to everyone once a month. This is going to be 24 hours a day, always available.
What do you sell that for right now, the live version?
The live version is $95. So like there's a small business legal boot camp, but then there's the Law for AI masterclass that everybody's going crazy about, and that's only $17 intentionally. And so the replays, I charge $95 for that. And then the offer is ALUN, which is the AI Legal Update Network, where once a month I go live and I bring them up to speed on everything happening in AI that has to do with ownership issues, like New York Times versus Microsoft and OpenAI, all the things, bringing them up to speed so they can say, hey, should I be using AI in my business? Are there privacy issues? Are there trademark issues, copyright issues? Should I use Midjourney or not, or OpenAI? Like, where's Sora getting the videos? Like, what are these issues so I understand as a business so that I can competently use AI successfully without exposing myself to vulnerability? That's what my focus is.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay, so I would say I love the idea of selling a digital one like those guys kind of suggested. I don't think the funnel needs to be that complex though, like going from an ebook to a thing, like especially if you said it's $95 is what you want to sell it for?
The recordings are $95. So the live training for the Law for AI masterclass is $17. And then if they want the recordings, it's $95. So they have the recordings. I put them all into a separate like storage area, and they have direct access to that for a certain time period. But then the offer off of that is ALUN, the AI Legal Update Network, which is $600. It's $59.95 for 6 months access, where once a month we go live once a month for an hour and a half. to train them on everything new and answer all the questions live like you're doing, which by the way, is amazing that you're answering people's questions because I know what you can charge for consulting. So it's amazing that you're doing this. So thank you. But that's the sequence is $17 to $95 for recording to offer. And each one is in ClickFunnels as a different page. And I drop them, as people, so somebody signs up for 17, then they get the offer for 95 if they want the recordings. But then the offer page is a separate page. The question is, how do I do this for online courses though? Because this is different from live. And it's cold traffic.
Yeah. Because basically you're just cutting out 17 because the course is the replays, like what you're selling for $95 right now.
Correct.
Yeah. So I would just, if it was me, I would just do a VSL page. So I have a very basic video sales letter, just kind of explaining that, like, hey, normally this class is live. We offer replays for $95. A lot of people are begging us just for the replay, so that kind of stuff, and sell. And I would just go directly off of VSL, and then from there use the same upsell path to get to the $600 and stuff like that. You're just kind of bypassing the $17 front end, right? So it's just kind of
exactly right. And that was my concern, is that if I'm running ads like Facebook ads and other ads to introduce them to a course, they may not. I mean, many of them aren't even going to know who I am. So they're going to say, oh, the $95 to watch a training on the law for AI, like what the legal issues are. Who's this shark? Because hey, you see a shark, you see a lawyer online, and immediately you're like, shark, blood in the water, run away. So, but people within my own network understand I truly care about them, and that's why I'm doing this. Like, instead of billing $600 an hour, I'm doing this stuff for free in many cases, just so they get the knowledge, because it's so badly needed.
Yeah.
And so
I think that's what the VSL. I would look at like a 20-minute VSL. So 20 minutes, and that VSL, it gives you the time to be able to, like, hey, my name is Russell Brunson, and give you your credibility, your backstory. I would basically, if you know the perfect webinar, like I would do a 20-minute version of the perfect webinar to sell it, that you could did in a 20-minute VSL, and then use that to sell the $95 course. I think that'd be plenty of time to sell like a lower ticket thing like that. I think you do really well with it.
Okay, that's outstanding. So I'll do that. I'll do I'll make a 20-minute, go off of that, and then run the ads to that to come into the funnel to allow them to do the online course.
Yep.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. Hey, blessings to you and your family. Keep doing what you're doing. You're helping a lot of people. Love you. Take care, bro.
Yeah, great to meet you. Thank you.
You too.
Oh, thank you, Peter. Appreciate the question. Good stuff. Russell, we've had some new people just jumping in the call right now. If people want to get started, where should they go?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to throw the stack slide next to me so they can kind of see as well. I can go through it again real quick. So as you guys know, this is tonight at midnight. This offer goes away. So as you guys know, Thursday we did a webinar talking about ClickFunnels and made it as a really special offer. Can we throw the offer slide back up there real quick? There we go. And so this offer disappears at midnight tonight. So that's why we're kind of doing this Q&A to kind of answer any questions you guys want, help you feel comfortable, help you guys know that this is something you should invest in, something you should be part of. And so this is what the offer is. As you guys know, you get 6 months of ClickFunnels for free. And then the first thing you do is, after you get your ClickFunnels account tonight, I would jump in and start the One Funnel Away Challenge. We have 2 paths. One's e-commerce, one's expert. Pick which path you want to go down. It's a 10-day challenge. Go through the 10-day challenge. That's going to help you to get like jumpstart, getting you moving, right? Getting you from away from off the sidelines into the game, so you have a funnel that's done. And then after that, there's weekly Q&As, one with me and one with Trey Llewellyn. Answer your questions just like this. Make sure your answers get answered. Then we also get the funnel swipe file, the funnel hackathon, both the e-commerce one and the FAT event, conversation domination, traffic swipe file, Guru, and the online selling events. This is everything you guys get for one payment, $997 when you salesfunnels.com/go. But this is everything you guys need to get started, to get you into the game, right? I have some of you who have been dabbling in our industry for a long time in our marketplace, looking around. They've read the books, they've been on videos or podcasts, they just haven't pulled the trigger yet. And so this is the most insane offer we're giving you guys to help you just to pull the trigger, to get you guys into it. It gives you all the things you need to be successful, right? It gives you the ClickFunnels software, gives you the swipe files, so you know exactly how to build funnels, gives you all the traffic stuff, you know how to drive traffic to the funnels. It gives you one-on-one Q&A sessions like this to get your questions answered. It gives you a virtual event we're doing in the near future called Selling Online, which is helping you guys learn how to sell better online, how to do webinars and video sales letters, all that kind of stuff. And so anyway, it's an irresistible offer we want to create for you guys to get you into the game. But this offer disappears tonight at midnight. So we want to make sure you guys are aware of it. And all you got to do is go to salesfunnels.com/go to get access to it. And that's kind of the game plan. So with that said, we got another 30 minutes or so to Q&As, and then we'll kind of wrap it up for the day. So I'm excited to answer some more. But as you guys are sitting here waiting and you're like on the fence, like just open a new browser window and go to salesfunnels.com/go. And if you're like, I'm not sure like what funnel I'm supposed to build, yeah, I'm gonna wait till I figure that out. Like that's the whole point of the training, is to get in there, go through the training, and figure out exactly what kind of funnel you're gonna build, which will be really, really cool. And like I said, every single week we got Q&A with me, with Trey, with other people to make sure your questions get answered. We don't want to leave anyone behind, so we're here to support you guys over the long term. We've been doing this now, ClickFunnels, for a decade. I've been doing this now for 20 years, so we're not going anywhere. We're not some fly-by-night company. We are here. We're the real deal, and we're here to answer your questions. So, all right, with that said, what's the next question, Brent?
Okay, we've got a question from Michael Barlow. Can we pull Michael up, please? Michael sounds like a good dude. He has been, he's been helping offer local marketing services for folks for free. And Michael wants to learn how to transition that to generate some revenue. Is that right, Michael?
Yeah, so long story short, I am a marketer full-time. I still work for a company. I'm a marketer for them. And I'm kind of like a jack of all trades marketer. You know, some people go really deep on like a discipline of marketing. Like I just do SEO for you, or I just whatever. But out of the goodness of my heart, I've had a lot of people just locally. I live in northern Utah, that are like, hey, I'm struggling with leads and this. And so I usually hear them out and I create a strategy. And usually my strategies work for them a lot better than them just like random posting on the Facebook classifieds of our local area, or just like their really limited strategies. So whether that's optimizing their Google My Business, or, I mean, I've helped people with like Danny Walsh style fishbowl funnels to grow a community and stuff like that. So I've absorbed so much information. I usually hear people out. I'm like, hey, you should try this. And usually it works out for people, but I'm tired of getting paid in salsa and peaches and stuff like that, you know? And so I'm just wondering what you would recommend, because I'm kind of a shy, humble guy. I don't want to come out of the gate and be like, well, now I cost $1,000. I was free yesterday, and now just consulting with me is this much. So I don't know. I'm just curious how do I start being legit?
Yeah. So are most of the people like friends and family that are giving you salsa and peaches, or is it like people you meet on the street? Like how are the leads coming now?
And so, yeah, there have been some friends and family. They're like, hey, you're into marketing. What should I do to grow my business in this way? But then also, I guess I'm just too big of a nice guy and a sucker, but I see people that have a really cool business locally, and I'd like to see them do better than they are. And so I'll just reach out and be like, hey, your Facebook post was really cool. I think you could get more leads by X, Y, and Z. And they're like, man, thanks. And then sometimes I do like limited amounts of work for them. Anyway, I've just been a sucker. I've been very helpful, but I'd like to start building a business with my skills, because right now it's working. But anyway.
How many people have you worked with that you got them some kind of result so far?
6 that I can think of. Like 6 people.
How many of those people think be willing to like make a video of you talking about the result you got for them?
I have pretty good relationships with like 4 of them. I don't know about the other 2. Probably like 4 out of the 6 would be willing to like.
Yeah, 4's plenty. So when I got started, I remember I was kind of in the same spot where I did it for myself and I had skills I knew, but I was like, I want to do it for other people. So, man, this is pre-ClickFunnels now. So I don't know, 12 years ago. So I found someone I wanted to work with. So it was Drew Canoli. He's the first person I found. Drew Canoli owned a company called FitLife.tv. And anyway, I messaged him like, hey man, you're awesome. Can I work for you for free? And like that started. So I went out there and I worked for free, and we got him a really good result. And then afterwards I asked him like, hey, can you make a video like telling what happened? And so he made a video explaining it. It was so cool for me because I think I'm more like you. Like people think I'm like more aggressive and like to sell stuff. But, like I only do that when I'm far away from people and there's a screen between us. But I'm the same way. I didn't want to like ask people to come join my coaching programs and stuff like that. So, but I got Drew's video, and then Drew's video, if you look at the old landing page, it literally has a headline that said, I'm looking for a few of my dream clients. Here's what I did for Drew. And there's a video of Drew like, this was awesome. And then down below was like, if you want to work with me, apply down below. And it was very much like, I didn't have to sell, I didn't have to do anything, but like it was there. And then I could start sending traffic and people to that. And then that way someone else told a story, so I didn't have to tell a story, right?
Yeah.
So if I was you, I would do is initially I would go and I would try to capture the four people's stories that you got, and just have them, and I'd get a camera, just have them tell the story in a way that you can edit it and make a really nice video or a couple of videos or something like that. Because one good video is all you really need, is just someone telling the story how it worked for you. And then you have a page that like they send clients to, they can come, they can look at it, and it's just a very basic funnel, right? They come, they see a video testimonial, then they can click to apply. And then that way people are coming to you, but it's a different dynamic than when you're going to them. It's tough, right? Because it's like, I love your business, it's awesome, can I help you? And they're like, sure. And then it's already like, cool, pay me. Because you know what I mean? Like, it's like a weird thing versus like, you've done this already, you got results. Sounds like you like it because you're having fun with it, right?
Yeah.
So it's like you gotta flip the script. You gotta do what's called a takeaway sell. You get them come to you and then asking them why. Like if they're pursuing you versus you pursuing them, it changes the dynamic. Then it's not weird to sell, right? Because they're seeing the results. And so you just gotta be able to flip that. So the key is like capturing the story in a way that then they're coming to you and they're asking you to work with them, right? Making like like an application funnel. And then from there, now you can start driving traffic. Or if you do meet somebody and they're like, hey, I've heard you stuff for your friends. Like, yeah, I did. In fact, I have a case study. Go check it out over here. And you're just like, you're pushing people to a thing without you having to be all salesy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I don't have to jump in directly and be like, okay, let's get into it. I'm like, hey, check out my page, check out some of my work and see if you want to work with me, have them apply. Yeah.
Yeah. Because then it just shifts the conversation, right? It's hard when you're pursuing them. Like, I know a lot of people, they send out DMs to people and then they call them on the phone, they sell them, but like, there's always this chasing. And I'm like so introverted, that scares me to death. I never want to chase sales ever. I want to create things, get people to come to me. And then I can sell them because it's just a different dynamic, right? Versus trying to chase and pursue them.
Oh, that's perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. But it's an easy funnel. If you look at probably the best, well, it's not a super good example, but like, if you look at innercircle4life.com, innercircle4life.com, that's like my Inner Circle coaching application form. But if you see that, you'll see it's like there's a video, people talking about it. Click here to apply. Actually, no, we took the application next. I fired all our salespeople. We don't have any salespeople anymore. That's not the best one. But that's kind of, you'll see the concept, like just basically telling the story, they apply, and then from there, then from there we can, it changes the conversation. But it's really simple, like a 3-page funnel.
Okay. Well, perfect. Thank you for your time.
No worries. Let's get you some clients, paying you what you're worth.
Yes.
It's key, right? Very cool. Great to meet you, man.
Awesome. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate the question and good luck to you. All right. Our next question is from Laura. She says, Russell, any advice for incorporating physical products like t-shirts in an automated way as part of a funnel upsell? Is Laura here?
Yep. Can you see me? Hey, y'all.
How's it going, Laura?
Well, first, Russell, thank you so much, because honestly, we didn't have any confidence in ourselves to be able to do this to begin with. But following you, you've been such a source of inspiration. So thank you for helping us jump in as entrepreneurs. But with that, we kind of are a little bit lost when it comes to offering t-shirts. As you can see, Marcus back there is hubby. He's wearing your Funnel Hackers.
Yeah.
So I'm still trying to figure out my definite purpose. I'm thinking maybe life coach. I just want to be a source of inspiration. So I'm trying to get mine up and running. He, however, is a martial artist, and we thought it'd be a really great opportunity, do a free webinar and then a possible upsell. We did the PLR, so we've got some ebooks that we're going to offer too, but a t-shirt. And we're really struggling with incorporating like some additional physical products. Like, is there an automated system? Is there a preferred, resell, like a person we go to? We're good with the digital, but the physical is just stumping us. So any advice you can give us with that?
Like specifically on t-shirts too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The t-shirts are it's tough because like there's different sizes. So there's always that weirdness on the funnel. Like, okay, what size are you? And the people get the wrong size and stuff like that. We always have like weird issues like that. But basically, if you think about it, there's 2 ways to do t-shirts. So the way t-shirt printing companies work. So one of them is like you send a t-shirt and then they go and they what's it called? Like the screen prints. They make screen prints and they put them all out there and they have to print like 100 at a time. And so the costs are less, but you have to print 100 at a time and send them in a warehouse. And then you have sizes and then you have too many sizes. And I still have warehouses full of t-shirts that we can't get rid of. And then also there's like print on demand t-shirt companies who can literally like you sell a t-shirt, the order comes to them, they look at it, they grab the thing, they print it, they stick it on the shirt, and they can mail it out for you. So those are easier because there's less like risk and fear associated, like if nobody buys any or things like that. And so those are like, what are those called? Not screen print, the other kind are like print on demand. I can't remember what it's called. So the company I use, what's it called? Like a laser printer. The company I use is called Eagle Ridge Apparel. They're here in Boise, Idaho. So that's who we use. And they do it for some people. It's not like anyway, you could contact them. If you type Eagle Ridge Apparel, Boise, Idaho, you can probably find the company. But they basically, they can work with you on the back of the funnel where when a sale comes in, you get to include like hook it to ShipStation or something like that, and then they know better than me. But then the order comes through. Every day they get the orders, and then they just grab the thing, print it, ship it out, and that's kind of how it works for us on our side with the t-shirt orders.
Gotcha. I'm gonna check out Eagle Ridge. Appreciate that.
Yeah, so that's how we've done it in the past. Unless we're doing a big t-shirt run, then we'll get, and Eagle Ridge can do it as well, the screen printing. So we do like a funnel hacking live or something where we're going to print like 5,000. That's way cheaper and, stuff like that versus it's more expensive to do it, or it's a little more expensive, but it's cheaper because it's just like one off. You're not paying, huge inventory costs up front. So.
Yep. I appreciate that. That's what we're trying to avoid because we're just getting started. We don't really want to have a big warehouse, a lot of inventory over our heads just yet. Things to come in the future, but
you never want that. You never want that. It's never good. So always stick with the print on demand if you're able to, for sure.
I love it. Awesome. Well,
Yeah.
thank you so much, Russell.
Yeah, great to meet you guys. Send me one of your t-shirts. I want to see it.
Yeah, we'll send you one.
Cool. Thank you.
Okay, very cool. I love the t-shirt in the background too.
Yeah, funnel hacker.
I love it. All right, we got another question here from Samantha. Can we pull Samantha up? So Samantha's actually asked a question that I've seen quite a few people asking. It has to do with social media. So Samantha, it sounds like it's starting a new small business. And her question is, as far as Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, etc. goes, am I correct in thinking that it's best to start with brand new accounts and have them all essentially start with brand new accounts versus using accounts that you've essentially promoted other offers on?
Good question. Hey, how's it going, by the way? Nice to meet you.
Hi, great to meet you too. Yeah, so I've heard different things, and I run another business through my existing social media accounts, but it's personal and business because that business is it gears toward more personals for single parents. This one is AI and marketing, and I help small businesses and solopreneurs and entrepreneurs create. You'll get off the hamster wheel of creation, of content creation, using AI correctly, so it sounds like them, and they can do get way more done in an hour than they can right now in a month. So should I? My problem.
Single parents here, and then business owners over here, and there's no crossover, right? They're completely different.
Well, they are going to mix and mingle a little for sure. But the company names are different, right? So I guess my dilemma is, so I'm launching, I'm doing a soft launch for people who've been asking me, where is it? I want to take your workshop tomorrow. But as far as doing ad spend and pushing it out there, my hesitancy, and I don't know if I'm correct in thinking this way, so I'm coming to you, the expert. It's because there aren't any followers yet, or very few on all those accounts. If I pushed it out, people obviously are going to go to my profiles. If that's your first impression, they're going to say, oh, well, there aren't any followers.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's one of those like temporary things that's annoying at first, but it doesn't last long. So it makes me, like when we even because we used to buy YouTube ads like on the Russell Brunson, Russ My Face, right? What I learned later, by the way, is that you should not run YouTube ads on the same channel you're trying to get organic for, because it jacks up everything. And so we did that for years, and our organic was always horrible because of that. So we finally had to separate them. And so but it's a brand new channel, right? New account. So we just had we put a couple of videos there so that when someone does show up, it's not like a ghost town, but also it's not my main profile. So we even have things on there. It's like, hey, if you want to follow Russell's main profile, click over, stuff like that. That way we can run things separately. But for you, are you the brand, the person on both businesses, or are they more business, are they brand focused or you focused?
One, the single parent one is more me focused. The AI Meets Me is more brand.
Okay. Yeah, I think I would separate them. Again, it's gonna be weird at the beginning, but that only lasts until you've done 1 or 2 web classes, and then this starts growing and building, and then it's not that big of a deal long term. Like long term, it'd be easier because in my mind, single parents and business, there's not a huge crossover. Like if you're doing something where it's like very similar, where you're like, I'm doing health and supplements, but there's crossover, then it would be fine. But that's separate. Then if it's two separate than they're together, then it causes confusion because people are like, I thought I was following her because I'm a single parent. what's AI or vice versa, right? Like I'm just buying AI. Why is she talking about like they're so separate that I think it would be confusing to people versus like if they're let's say tangential, like they're almost the same. You know what I mean? So that's why I think that's the reason why I would separate, especially if this one is going to end up being more brand focused around the AI stuff. I would just focus that and build a brand around that you can build and grow and potentially even sell.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Because that was my hunch, only because to be honest, I was going to do it all under the single parents. Because a lot of them are entrepreneurs. They're trying to run their business at home, be a hands-on parent, but obviously we have to keep the lights on, and that's what I've done. I mean, my kids are in their 20s now, but that's what I always did. So I just teach them what I did. But there's so many people who need what I'm putting out, and a lot of them aren't single parents, and so I didn't want to exclude them. So that's why you answered that. So thank you. You confirmed what I was. That was my last little hump of probably actually the reason for procrastinating, to be honest.
Yeah. All right, no more procrastination loud. Rip the Band-Aid off. Now you gotta run. You feel free to run now?
Yeah, thank you. I'll tell them you told me I could.
Okay. That's awesome. You say your next web class is tomorrow?
Yes, I'm I'm part of a few women's entrepreneurial groups, and so I'm kind of launching it just to them right now, just to get more testimonials. I still have like a dozen of testimonials, but just to kind of soft launch it and then while I'm in my pre-launch runway, just to kind of kick all the tires and whatnot. And then I'm speaking on someone's podcast next week, so that'll be a bigger push.
That's exciting. Well, good for you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, I listen to you all the time, so I appreciate all your help throughout the years.
Oh, thank you. It's great to officially meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Cool.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, Russell, we've got a question. Thank you for the question as well. We've got a question about like the ClickFunnels account access. So in this offer, so essentially.
Get the camera back on you, Brent. They're watching me drink. So.
Oh, okay. Well, the question from Julianne, she wants to know, and we're not going to pull her up because we've had quite a few people asking about the offer specifically and about the ClickFunnels account that they get. And she's saying, to me, it seems like this offer is worth it just for the 6 months of ClickFunnels. Does that sound right? So maybe you can kind of talk about the kind of ClickFunnels account they're getting.
Yeah, definitely. The biggest thing is like everyone should be the highest tier of ClickFunnels because then it gives you access to do all the different things. We have different tiers, different levels and stuff like that. So like that's why I love doing this offer because basically you get ClickFunnels for free for 6 months, but it's not just like the lowest tier. It's like giving you the highest tier, right? So it unlocks all the things, all the tools, all the features. And if you look at ClickFunnels, like the new ClickFunnels is insane. It's got CRMs, it's got membership sites, it's got like so many cool things and features. And so everything's in there. And if you're just getting ClickFunnels account new, you'll notice like when you first log in, it's really simple, but there's a spot where you can start unlocking all these other apps, right? We want to make it simple when you first log in. It's like, oh, I can build a funnel. You can do that. Then you're like, oh, I also want to have a CRM. Like, oh, click a button and it unlocks the CRM. Oh, I want to do this. It unlocks that. And so we wanted to give you access to everything. So yeah, if you were just to pay for that, like right now we have, I can remember 13,000 people that pay $300 a month for the level you guys will be getting for free just by being here. So you get that for free for 6 months. And then 6 months from now, you have two options. Number one is like stay at that level and keep everything unlocked. If you're like, oh, this is cool, but I don't really need this or this or this, you can downgrade, you can change things, but you don't have to decide that right now. You have 6 months to figure out like if you want to do something like that, if you want to, if you wanted to lower it. But like the next 6 months, you keep the highest level, which is amazing. And on top of that, like I said, you get all the other stuff. You get the coaching calls, you get the OFA challenge to get you guys started. You get like the funnel hackathons, which are like to grow and scale your funnels really, really big. Conversation dominates, like all the other things come in there as well when you guys get started. So again, this is like, I try to make this offer as I mean, obviously $1,000 is $1,000, but like if you look at the value, it is like one of the most inexpensive things you could possibly get because I just wanted to give you something where you have everything you need to be successful and you can just focus on that, not have to stress about everything else. Hard things is like a lot of times you sign for something that's like, but I need this to be successful and this and this and this. And so this offer is like, okay, for someone to literally to get their first 1 comma club and then start moving towards 2 comma club, what are all the things they need? So try to include those all in this package. So it's like, okay, you have everything you need. Now you can just focus on building as opposed to like, what's the next thing I need? What's this? What's this? Like you have everything you need to focus and just be successful here. So that's the game plan. That's why we put it all together. And again, if you don't have it yet, go to salesfunnels.com/go to go get started today. This offer disappears tonight at midnight. So this is kind of your last chance to kind of test that out and get get on and jump in and start running with us. And like I said, then as soon as you guys get started, like tonight, you can go in and register for the One Funnel Away Challenge and start going through it immediately. It's a 10-day challenge. In the end of 10 days, your funnel will be done, either e-commerce funnel or an expert funnel, whichever one you pick. And again, this is a training program that we've sold over 170,000 people for $100 a piece. You guys get it for free just by getting in there. And then on top of that, you get the live calls every single week. I think Tuesday, Trey does a live call. Every Friday, I do a live call. And we got Dante as well, who's one of our best trainers. He's doing calls throughout the week. Like, you guys have a support system that's all in here for the next 6 months. It's like the most insane offer ever, because we want to help you guys be successful. And that way, in 6 months from now, like, people are always like, well, in 6 months from now, I don't know if I can afford this. It's like 6 months from now, like if you follow the process, 6 months from now, your funnel should be generating enough revenue that like you never have to dream about that, never have to worry about that again. And so our goal is to make you as much money as possible in the next 6 months. So that way you never have to worry about the next payment again, because it's never a cost, it's just an investment. So that's the game plan. And again, salesfunnels.com/go is where you can get started. So it'll be a lot of fun. Anyway, yeah.
I love it. Thank you for that explanation. That's great. All right. And I have to read a comment from Zan. So we've known Zan for many years. Zan says, I've been following Russell for over 15 years. Our lives have changed dramatically over the years because of him and the ClickFunnels team. So grateful, and still showing up for the free events, the paid events, and buying courses to get any and all nuggets we can from him every single year. And yes, I bought this offer as well. So thank you, Zan. All right, one last question that we've been kind of seeing, Russell, that I wanted to ask. We've got some people who are on the fence. They aren't sure if they want to go down the expert path or they want to go down the e-com path. Do you want to just really quickly kind of just explain maybe some thoughts on both of those, and maybe the right person, which to help them understand which path maybe they should take?
Yeah, for sure. So I like this because like it just kind of depends on you. In fact, it's fun when we first launched this. Initially, I started telling like families and stuff. I'm like, how many of you guys, like, is there one, like, for the husband and wife or the whatever, the couple, right? It's like, how many of you guys like what's more interesting? And it was funny because like half the time it was like the husband wanted to do expert, he wanted to be in front, and the women wanted to do e-com, or vice versa. The women want to be there and expert. Like a lot of times if it's like you don't want to show your face online, you just want to sell stuff, and you're like, it scares me to death to have like a camera on my face and like show my face online. If that scares you, then you should definitely do e-com, right? But if you're like, I kind of want to like tell people my story, I like the idea of like talking and like sharing my story, all that kind of stuff, like that expert's for you, right? But the cool thing is like you have access to both. And so like you can do one, your spouse can do the other. We have kids right now, a bunch of kids doing the e-commerce funnels. In fact, next week we're doing a kids event in Mexico. And one of the kids speakers, a 17-year-old kid, I can't do income claims, I can't share how much money he's making, but he's making insane amounts of money as a 17-year-old kid doing this kind of stuff. Like it's crazy. And so like you could do, again, if you have kids, like have your kids do e-commerce, have someone do expert, like it doesn't really matter. You have access to both of them. And maybe you jump in, you try e-commerce, and like you're 5 days in, you're like, I don't want to do e-commerce. Trey is confusing me, or whatever, right? Or vice versa. You're going through the expert one with Russell, and you're like, Russell talks so fast, I can't do this. In fact, and I decided I'm too nervous, I don't want to put my face out there. You can shift to the other one. Like you have access to both of them for as long as you guys are active ClickFunnels members. So it's not something that goes away. You have access to it, so like as long as you want. So like you can do one or the other. The biggest thing I recommend is like thinking about yourself personally. Like, does it get you excited to like have your face on camera and talking, or does that scare you to death? And like, that's usually my initial, like, which direction I steer someone towards. Like if being on camera scares you to death, start with e-commerce. But that's like Allison, who you guys met earlier. Like Allison had a huge e-commerce business, like one of the biggest e-commerce businesses I've met in my entire life, because she did not want to be on camera, she wanted to hide behind the screen. And when she came into our world, that's when she decided, like, I want to transition to an expert business as well. And started an expert business. Now she's blown that business up, won multiple 2 Comic Club awards where she was the face of it, but she wasn't comfortable at first. If she didn't start there, she would not have done it, right? But she started in e-commerce, had a lot of success there. Then she started feeling comfortable, like, I want to share this stuff with other people. And then she came out and started sharing with other people. And so it's kind of those things where, you know, think about where you are in your life right now. Like what gets you, like what fires you up to get you excited, what gets you nervous, and then start in that direction. And then just run into it. Like I said, it's a 10-day challenge. It's not something like it's gonna take a ton of time. You just jump in, and every single day you watch a video. It's gonna tell you what to do. Then you go do the thing. Watch the video, do the thing. Watch the video, do the thing. And after that, then you jump in and like again, live calls every single week. You get calls answered. And after you've got your funnel done and launched, then the second phase is then jump into the funnel hackathons. Okay, the funnel hackathons are something unique to this offer. Like, this is not something, you know, like there's other people who can get the One Funnel Away Challenge like ClickFunnels, but the funnel hackathon is unique, right? This is a $10,000 event I did twice. One was for e-commerce people, one was for expert people, and it was a 2-day event. And so you guys have the ability to do a virtual version that we jump on and go through the same process that Allison Prince went through when she first came into our world. Like, here's the 2-day process to figure kind of stuff, right? Or if you're e-commerce, how you take it e-commerce. Right. And so that's kind of the other thing. And then on top of that, there's traffic stuff. Like everything you guys need to be successful is all in this package. And so that's why I put it together. So if you haven't gone yet, we're getting close to the end. It's almost top of the hour here. So salesfunnels.com/go. Go get started tonight at midnight. This offer disappears. I do not want you guys to wait behind and be like, oh, dang, I should have done it. Like, don't like procrastination is literally the thing that kills most business owners. Like, I don't want you guys to procrastinate. Like, it's time to go jump in there and just do it. We're not going anywhere. We've been here for 20 years doing this, 10 years as ClickFunnels, but we're here to support you guys and help you be successful. So don't forget, we're here. We're not going anywhere. All right.
And I think that's it. That's the last question we got. So thank you so much, Russell, for your time. People are so excited.
Hey, let's do this then real quick. If we're here, like, can you guys throw the stack slap one more time? I'm going to show the offer one last time, and then we'll break for the day, and I'll go pass out and take a nap, so, which would be awesome. But first off, thanks you guys all for hanging out for the funnel. What do we call it again? We lost the slide. The funnel parties. The funnel profit party. I can't remember. Anyway, thanks for hanging out for it, which is really fun. Again, here's the offer one last time for you guys. First thing you get the a 6-month account to ClickFunnels for free for the next 6 months. That's our highest tier. So it gives you access to all the bells and the whistles and the tools. And you have that for a year. If you're already a ClickFunnels member, when you take this offer, it'll upgrade your account to that highest level and unlock it for 6 months. And then in 6 months from now, you have the opportunity, anytime you want inside the members area, you can downgrade, you can upgrade, you can figure out where you want to be. But for the next 6 months, you'll be at the highest level. And so if you do nothing in 6 months, you'll stay at the highest level. But if you want, you can downgrade. But don't worry about that now. Just worry about like building your funnels right now. Number 2 thing is the One Funnel Away Challenge. Again, there's the e-commerce expert versions. That's where you should start immediately. So as soon as we get off this call, go get started and go register for One Funnel Away and then start going through that for the next 10 days. That'll give you something to do every single day for the next 10 days. It's a training and then a homework assignment. Training, homework assignment. You do that for the next 10 days. And afterwards, jump on the live calls every week with me and Trey. The third thing is you get the funnel swipe file. This is, again, I don't know, probably $500,000 worth of funnels that I have funnel hacked. You have access to the entire swipe file. So you can go there and you can see every book funnel I've funnel hacked, every webinar funnel, every high ticket funnel. So if you're like, I don't know what kind of funnel I should use, just go look at the swipe file. They're all based on columns. And you're like, oh, here's a lead funnel. You can go look at that and see everybody's lead funnels. And it gives you ideas you can model and you can funnel hack your businesses. Then you get the funnel hackathon events. Again, there's 2 virtual events. After you're done the One Funnel Away Challenge, now we go dive into the 2-day funnel hackathon event. Find a weekend or a week beginning, or sometime you can block off 2 days and just immerse yourself in there and do that 2-day event. It's really, really fun, really cool. Then you access to conversation domination. This is how you get traffic into all your funnels. That program, you have access to all that, which is going to show you how to get traffic from Facebook, from Instagram, from YouTube, from podcasts, from all the different ways. Now, what I recommend is don't try to do all the ways. Like, just pick one source right now and dive deep into it. So when you log in, you'll see all the different things. Like, I want to focus on Instagram. I want to focus on YouTube, and just jump in and like focus there to get traffic into your funnels. And then after that, you get the traffic swipe file, which is here's all the places we buy ads from. You can get access to traffic swipe file. You get Gira, which is our cool funnel mapping software to help you map out your funnels, see what you want. You get that for free for lifetime access to that. And the last thing is, in a month or 2, I'm doing a really cool 3-day event. If you've enjoyed this event with us, this is a 3-day event. You get me on stage, full days for 3 days, teaching you guys how to sell online. And so that's something you guys will get a ticket to that as well as a gift when we do that. And then I'm going to do them a couple times this year, the Selling Online event. I don't have the dates locked in yet. I think we'll do one in July. They'll probably do one later on this year. It's something I'm really excited to kind of do this new event. And so you guys will get a ticket to that. If you missed the first one, you can come to the second one, but you guys have a ticket to that event to come do it one time over the next year, which will be really fun as well. And all that, again, I can sell just the tickets to that 3-day event for $997, but you get that plus ClickFunnels plus everything else for just one payment, $997 today. But that offer disappears tonight at midnight, which means it is time for you to make a decision. I highly recommend that you guys make that decision. Go do that right now. Again, the link is salesfunnels.com/go. And I want to mention it's sales funnels plural. Last time I did salesfunnels.com and half of you guys put in salesfunnel.com and it went to a 404 error page. So if you get a 404 error page, it means you typed in the domain wrong. Sales funnels is plural. Sales, Funnels, sales funnels. I don't own salesfunnel.com. I own salesfunnels.com. So salesfunnels.com/go. You see the link right down below me. Make sure you type in perfectly in the thing. If you get a 404 error page, it means you typed in the wrong domain. So salesfunnels.com/go. Go there right now and go get started. And that's kind of the game plan. So thanks you guys for hanging out for the money party. Thanks for hanging out for the entire week going through this this training. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you got a lot of value. If you did, that's amazing. And with that said, appreciate you guys for being here. And cannot wait to see you on the other side. Like I said, the live training calls for you guys. I do my next one this Friday. So if you are in the program, jump in the One Funnel Away, start the process. And then on Friday, I'll see you guys for the next Q&A and maybe I can get your question answered as well. Anyway, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for hanging out. Thank you, team, for putting this whole thing on. With that said, we'll see you guys all inside the training, inside the members area. Thanks, everybody. Bye.